Hello everybody, I'm the Trailbox Gamer, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. We're going to be doing the 100 Acre Wood today. I was just double checking to make sure that we had enough Dalmatians to get the last page for the book. I'm positive that we do. I think it's over 50. Pretty sure I stated that, last episode, that you have to have, 50 or over to get the, last page. So, with that being said, let's make our way to the Dalmatian house. If you remember, it's in the 2nd district. It's kind of to the right of the Gizmo shop. Well, just go oh, shit. It's that thing. I don't like that thing. I'm avoiding it at all costs. Fuck it. It's down this way. I like that cutscene, it's cute. I like it when you get all of them, but I'll save that for later. There it is. It should be ending right after. There we go. Now, I just skipped ahead just to go back to Merlin's place, just to save us a little trip, but... So, the 100 Acre Wood, it's not a difficult world. Basically, all you do is a bunch of mini-games. They're fun mini-games, so, be a good pastime. Now, each page pops up after you complete the previous one, so just because we have all the pages, that doesn't mean that the places are all just going to pop up. But the very first one would be the meadow, and then the second one's going to be Pooh's house. Those are going to be two areas that are going to be unlocked from the very beginning. And then the rest of the places will be the torn pages that we found.
Think, 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 think.
When I was a kid, I absolutely loved this world. I've spent hours here. It was fun.
Hi there. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just thinking.
Oh.
I was thinking of how to say goodbye to Pooh.
Pooh?
Yes?
Wait a second. You're Pooh?
Yes, I'm Winnie the Pooh. Pooh for short. Who are you?
I'm Sora.
Oh, hello, Sora. Have you come to say goodbye to Pooh, too?
Well, no. Why would I do that? We've only just met.
Because everyone's gone away.
What do you mean?
Well, we all lived here in the 100 Acre Wood, and we'd take walks together, or play Pooh sticks. And every day I'd eat some honey. Just one small smackerel would taste very good right now. But now, everyone is gone. All my friends, and my favorite honey tree, too. Everyone must have gone away while I was napping, I think. So, who knows? Maybe I shall end up going away somewhere as well. But I wonder, how do I say goodbye to myself? Think, think, think. Oh, my tumbly is getting rather rumbly.
Now, not all of the pages have, a treasure chest, but some do, so be on the lookout for them. However, if you miss any, it really doesn't matter because there's no Heartless around, so you don't have to worry about them. Now, the next page that we're going to is Pooh's house, which has a couple secrets that are there at the beginning, but also come after a certain page has been completed. You also get an ability here called Sora's Cheer ability if you meet some criteria with each minigame. To be honest, they're not hard to do, and the score you need to beat's not I wouldn't say too difficult, so it should be a breeze, really.
Oh, bother. There's no more honey left. If only the honey tree would visit. Oh, then I could eat my fill.
So, that little noise that chimed up earlier indicates the item being dropped, but there's also an item in this cabinet that we could get. Pretty sure Pooh won't mind. And if you want, you could open the window. There's no reason for it. It's just something you could do. This is also something else you could do. There's no real point to it, just with, interacting with it, I guess. Yes, I would like to know what happens next. But don't you worry. I have all the pages on me. Now, when you're done with a page, it'll kick you out. With the exception of one. But every time you get kicked out once you complete it, you get a new item.
Hello? Is anyone there? Oh, what am I to do? I'm all alone. Pooh! Pooh! Where are you? It's me, Piglet.
Alright, so in order to talk to Piglet, you gotta sneak around the tree, walk up to him, and talk to him. That's simple.
Oh dear, I was just, never mind. I'm sorry.
Don't be scared. You're looking for Pooh, right?
You know Pooh. Oh, you see, I have something for him. I have to take it to Pooh right away. Oh, Pooh!
Oh, I believe I smell a delicious something. A something like honey.
Pooh!
Hello, Piglet. How have you been?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I thought you'd gone away. I brought what you asked for.
Thank you, Piglet. Now I can finally have some honey.
Really? But how?
I shall hold on to the balloon and fly like a bee up the honey tree, see?
But if you take their honey, won't the bees be angry?
Oh.
So, after that cutscene, all you have to do is talk to Pooh, and he'll ask you to help keep the bees away. Agreeing to this, Al will pop by and explain to you what you need to do. For the most part, Al does pop by to explain the minigame to you, so if you're stuck, well, hopefully you can read fast, because I clicked through the dialogue boxes pretty fast. Alright, you know what? I was gonna just have people pause, but I don't think I'm giving a good amount of time for people to pause, so what we're gonna need to do is simply... Pooh's gonna go up the tree, he's gonna go towards those holes and get the honey. The bees, they're not gonna like this, so when you see the bees, like, come near them, you give them a good smack. Now, because we have high jump, jumping to the next branches won't be a problem. But if we do fall, there is a command called Rush that would help us get from point A to point B. However, Rush in this minigame, I don't trust it. It's not exactly reliable, so if I were you, I'd just jump the branches. Then at this point, we could wait here for the duration of the minigame, have the bees pop up, and swat them like that. I think that we need to be a score of over 200, over 210. I don't remember the actual score that we need. I'm sorry, I don't. But hey, if you get the highest score possible, chances are you meet the requirements. So go for the highest score you can, am I right? Now, there is a chance that if you hit, like, one of the bees, like, for example, if I hit this right here, as you can see, I jump to the next branch. That's fine. You can still hit them while you're here. Granted, I try to avoid them getting as close to Pooh as possible. Mainly because if they pop the balloon, he goes all the way down, and he has to start up again, which means less time getting points. I'd say after this minigame, the minigames are more fast-paced than this, because I'd say this is a little slow, but actually, you're just kind of sitting in a tree hitting bees. I wouldn't say it's the best minigame, but it's fun for what it is. I think I think the reward we get for this page is Nature Spark, which is a summon gem. That is to be able to summon Bambi. Now, Bambi, that summon is specifically for getting items. See, when you summon Bambi, if you defeat a lot of enemies, there's a little charge meter that charges up. When you complete it, you get items. I'm not sure if I demonstrate that at the end of the video, but I want to share it before I forget to. But chances are, either A, I did, or B, I do it later. I think we made our goal. I'm pretty sure we made our goal. Watch, the actual required score is like 280 or something. Or 260, like we're off by 1 point.
It is rather funny what I will do for honey.
So that's that page done with. The next page should be Rabbit's House, which has a couple secrets on its own. Now, if you go to the pumpkin patch or the cabbage patch, you could see that you could interact with the vegetables. Pulling them out could give you an item. See? Now, you could get potions and you could get elixirs. Personally, I like the elixir, but it's less common than the potion. But hey, free items are free items. And if you're wondering, they come back. Like, if you enter a rabbit's house, they come back, so it's not like you're destroying his crops completely. I like to think that we're helping him harvest. That helps me get through this. Another Easter egg that you can find in this level is that the mailbox, if you open it, you could get a letter from either Pooh or Tigger talking about the last minigame that you did, and basically them saying that they had fun playing with you. So I think that's a little cute. Did you know that the voice actor for Winnie the Pooh, Jim Cummings, he would call kids that were sick in the hospital with his Winnie the Pooh voice? And, just try to make them feel a little better. To be honest, that's a nice thing to do. Honestly, if I could make my impression sound spot on, I'd probably do something like that. Just do something nice. I mean, they need some work, but, some practice, I think I get it eventually. You know, the sequels would have a field day with that line. That's right, nobody. uh, to continue on with this page, we're going to need to examine the honeypot over here. The next scene, to be honest, I don't really care too much for it, because it's like still shots of Winnie the Pooh eating honey. But the thing is, like, they have him animated to eat honey. So I don't get the still shots. I mean, it doesn't mess with the like, it doesn't take away from the game. It's just weird that it has still shots instead of, you know, it being animated. I mean, if I go up to him right now and talk to him, you could see him eating in the background, even with the dialogue box. So it's like, what's the point of the still shot? You know? I mean, look, I could talk to him. He's eating. He's animated. Why couldn't they have that during the whole scene? But, whatever. We're gonna head out, and then the game's gonna tell us, wait, come back. There's an issue. We left for, like, what? 5 seconds? You know, I think I remember watching this, you know, Winnie the Pooh movie as a kid. I mean, I don't know if you know, but there's a character called Gopher, and one of the things he says is, I'm not from the book, which kid me didn't understand, but as I got older, I realized, wait a minute, that's a fourth wall break. That's kind of clever. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Pooh. That's going to trigger another cutscene, well, dialogue, whatever, and it's going to lead to a cutscene, which will take us to the minigame.
Hey there, name's Tigger. T-I-double-G-R, that spells Tigger. Well now, I don't think I've ever seen you before. Hello, Tigger. You've just bounced my new friend, Sora. Hey, Pooh. Say, you're looking mighty uncomfy today. Is that some new exercise? Why, bouncing around is a lot more fun.
Well, why do you bounce around so much, Tigger?
Why? 'Cause bouncing's what Tiggers do best. Speaking of which, my bouncing spot has gone and disappeared. So for now, this will be my new bouncing ground.
I have to say that's the part where kid me just died of excitement because Tigger was like my favorite character growing up. So to see him in a game just put a big smile on my face. I have a question for Past Me. Did I actually skip the dialogue box for this, or did I actually go at a decent pace? Alright, I actually gave a decent amount of spacing for this one. That's very unusual. Usually I skip through it. So, like Hal said, you basically have to get to the carrot before, Tigger bounces on it. To be honest, the rush command from the last minigame I say is unreliable. This one, I say you're gonna need it with it's gonna be near impossible to do it without this command. I think my highest score was 17. But for some reason, I'm also remembering 18, so I'm not too sure. And I don't know what exactly the score needed is, but I do know that if you save all the carrots and block them at least 15 times, you do, get the required score. However, if you're confused, the cutscene will tell you if you made it or not, so don't worry too much about it. I mean, to describe it, if Tigger's, astonished, you beat him, and wondering what's wrong with his tail, then you got him. And we got to 18, nice. Anything else, then you need to block him more, I guess.
Oh, what's going on? Nobody keeps up with Tiggers. Maybe there's something wrong with my tail.
Now, after that, all we have to do is go back to Pooh and give him a little push. And then we'll be done with this page. Notice that he says a little push. I have to ask everybody if this looks like a little push. That looked like a full-on charge, to be honest.
Bother. Oh, where am I? It's ever so dark in here. Well, it isn't so bad, I suppose. There is plenty of honey.
And that is the second page done. We need 3 more. The next one should be the swing. Get Eeyore out of the water. It's as simple as jumping into the river and touching him. Now, if he floats too far away, he'll cycle back through, but be warned, if you go too far away, you actually leave the page. So, just be aware of that. For this part, you're going to want to lock onto Pooh, and he'll follow you. Then simply just head to the swing. Now, if you go too fast, he'll stop. But, I mean, you can always pick him up again. Now, there's a couple of honey pots that pop up. I try to keep him away from them because he'll go off to eat them. Again, they kind of give you a hint that if Pooh gets too tired, to lead him to a bunch of honeypots, but I never have to deal with that, like, whenever I play this game. So, was that a cut feature, or am I just not... Whoops. Also, yeah, just giving you this heads up, he will follow you everywhere. So if you go into the river, he's gonna follow you. I remember I saw a video where somebody took Pooh into the river, and it looked like he drowned and he freaked out, but he pops up with the honey pot. So don't worry if that happens. Now, for this mini game, I can never really get it, like, first attempt. You have to get a specific number. For this score, you're going to have to hit 21 to proceed through the, story. The high score that you need to get afterwards, however, is 40. Above 40. So, yeah, I'm not too sure, like, if I get points... Like, say I swing him now, and I hit 40. I don't know if that counts. I don't think it does. So, typically I come back and I do it again. So that was the gist of it. You press R1, you give him a little push, you wait for Al to, raise his wings, and you push it just at the right time. Like he said, too high, he's gonna go flying. We were so close. We were so close. Like I said, we need to go into the 20 range, but luckily, just because you didn't hit it, doesn't mean the minigame's over. You could go down to Pooh, talk to him, and luckily you don't have to, escort him back up. He'll just ask you to try again. I can never get it on my first attempt, I swear. So, let's try that again. One push. Wait for his wings. Give him a good push. And let's see if it works. Whoops. Well, there we go. Also, there's just a little Easter egg if you don't talk to Rabbit. I kind of feel like a jerk, but at the same time, I find it a little funny that they added into the game. Now, we can't go back right now and do it, just to make sure that we've got it cleared. But if you don't want to go all the way up to Pooh, you can talk to Eeyore over here, and he'll tell you that, hey, Pooh wants to swing. Maybe go see if he wants to swing with you. And it gives you the prompt to say, yeah, sure, why not? It'll take you to the minigame real quick. This time, however, we could go as far as we want. However, if you hit 20 again, you'll land on Eeyore's house, and that will trigger another Easter egg, with him stating, maybe I should build my house somewhere else. We got the criteria needed. And after he says that, you can find Eeyore's house pop up in several different pages. I did that once, so I'm just gonna leave it be, just so you know. I'd rather have his house not broken down. The next area is gonna be Tigger's Bouncing Grounds, which is this giant honey pot. This place is kind of unique as, well, you don't get kicked out of it. You could actually just walk out of it and you get the item, but I assume it's after you beat the minigame here. Kind of weird how this one's a little different from the others, but oh well. And in this level, you also have to collect a couple things before you can just move on. Like right over there, I know is a chest. There's also a collectible in this level that you have to turn into Owl, but the thing is, you can only turn it in one at a time, which could be a little annoying, but they're easy to find. That's one. I think there's 6 in total, so we need 5 more. I totally missed that. this log right here, the one that I just jumped off of, there's an item there that you could break. But first I'm going to go over to this tree. If you slide down it, you also get another item. Come on. Go down. Oh, wait a minute. You see how we activated that thing earlier? Well, because it's active, it's not going to let us go down. Which is kind of weird. There we go. And now to grab the log item. There we go. After that, we just go over here to talk to Rue and Tigger. And we'll start the minigame. Well, actually, I take that back. We don't really start the minigame just yet. They want you to do a jumping challenge with them. Then we get to start the minigame. I feel kind of bad for Al. All he wanted to do was tell us how to do the minigame. Oh well. I mean, you know, there's always another minigame. Here you go. We need 5 more. Now, you could get them all without, you know, issue. Except for this one. You need to activate this to get it. The rest, at this point, we have high jump, we have glide. We could easily do it without Tigger or Rue's help. But having them able to, you know, get you to higher places will make it a lot easier. So, in order for that to happen, you need to complete their challenge. First challenge is pretty easy. Very straightforward. However, we're not going to have our high jump with us. So, it'll be the basic jump. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with the basic jump, or you feel like you probably undershot it, you could always do what I do and, like, give a good strike. It gives you a little boost, technically. I remember this as a kid messed me up because I kept thinking that there was another pattern, like, at the end of this. I thought it was jumping back to the other, like, stump. So I kept failing at that one part. kind of embarrassing now that I think about it. I know that whenever there's a Simon Says kind of game in any video game, like, I would count how many times I need to match the pattern just to help me out a bit. So, typically that's what I would do. But for this now, it's, like, pretty simple. This part right here got me as a kid, mainly because my aiming was off. Like, really off. I would jump, but I would fall off, like, I would miss his stump completely. It was embarrassing. But outside of that, it's just a normal, it's like the standard, it was the standard one. And like that, we're done with the trial. Would you call this a trial? I think it would be called a trial. We want to talk to Rue, and he's going to mention, hey, maybe we should actually do the minigame now. And for the minigame, it's simply that Tigger's going to throw shit out of the honey pot, and you're going to hit it back at the honey pot. The higher you hit it, the more points you get. The more times you hit it in a row, the more points you get. And the thing is, you're going to need to beat it under 30 seconds, I think. That's why I remember. It could be a little tricky, but once you got the rhythm, like right now we won. Now, once the honey pot's destroyed, you jump inside and you can find yourself another chest. After that, you could go talk to Tigger over there, and now you can use a seesaw. It'll help us get to the upper branches, but like I said, technically, we could jump to them, but, you know, it's a lot funner just to do it that way. I guess I gave you the second one, alright. So, for Tigger, he'll throw you across the map. For Rue, he'll throw you straight upward. There's one over here. This one, for some reason, gives me an issue. I don't know why. There we go. Like, every playthrough, that one in particular just gives me an issue. So weird. I think we have 2 more to go, which are directly above us, so... Rue? Thank you very much. And there's also a chest beneath us, too, so you gotta remember that one. And the last one is literally the one we just saw. Again, like, it doesn't let you collect them all at a time. You have to collect them one by one. I think that's a little, like, annoying, but it's not much, so I could deal with it, you know? Why is dark matter in the 100 Acre Wood? No problem, Al. You have a good day. And you just simply leave and the page completes. Weirdly enough, like, that's the only page that does that. Now, this is the last page, and after you beat the minigame, you get kicked out of the world and seal it. For this minigame, your limit is 5 minutes. So, beat it under 5. It could be a little annoying because Pooh kinda... When he follows you, he's kinda... How do I say this? Difficult would be a good word. I can't tell him. I can't tell him the truth. I'm sorry. So, again, you lock onto him and he'll follow you. You want to keep a good distance. Otherwise, if you go too far, he's going to stop following you. And since this is kind of a time trial, you don't want to mess up with the time. Alright, so basically we need to find the rest of the characters. Rue's over here. I think all you need to do is hit the branch and he'll pop down eventually. But since we're waiting, Rabbit's over here. You could easily grab him. He'll randomly leave each hole, so be on the lookout. It shouldn't be too hard to get his attention, but once you talk to him, he'll go to the hole. I hate how the timer keeps going when you're talking to people in the dialogue box. It just doesn't feel like it's going fast enough, so... yeah. After this, you're going to want to lead Pooh to a flower. Now, this flower would take him up to the upper level. Again, I know I said this before in a different playthrough, but it'd be so much easier if you could just pick him up and carry him. And I do remember that there is technically a method to get up there without using the wind to our right. But to be honest, I don't remember the method, and since I'm using this as a guide, I'm just gonna, you know, use the wind well. Sometimes it will throw you to the different side. Now, at this point, I would get Tigger. And you want to just wait until he lands someplace where you can talk to him, like right here. Now, we'll be back down, but Pooh will remain on top, so don't worry. We're actually doing pretty good. We're only a minute in. You want to strike that down so Pooh could safely get across. Granted, he could also go, if you didn't do that, he could also move downward, but it's easier just to get him on top. Unless he decides to jump off the damn ledge. You remember when I said he's a little difficult? And if he gets the flower, you teleport on the bottom. Let's try that again. I don't know why he doesn't like getting on the tree. It's just, every time I play this level, he doesn't want to get on the tree. Actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna get Al. There we go. Now, the last one we need is Piglet, which we need Pooh for, so unfortunately we need to get him across the, the gap. So, hopefully this time around, he actually gets onto the tree. Follow me. Up this way. Where are you going? Where are you? Come on! It's a good thing that this is a 5 limit thing. If it weren't, I get the feeling we'd be screwed. Again, all I have to say is just pick him up, take him to Piglet, and the minigame right now. He's a stuffed animal. He can't weigh that much. This way, please. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. Was that so difficult? Then we simply take him to the flower, but first things first. I didn't need to do that. I just wanted to do that. Alright, follow me. Get the flower. I'd say this is probably the fastest time I actually did this minigame for a while. Of course, you take Pooh to Piglet, they're gonna have a lot of dialogue. So just skip through it, because, you know, we are under timer. And Piglet will appear at the bottom. At that point, you could just go up to him and talk to him. This time around, you don't need Pooh, so, yeah. Lucky us. And with that, we beat the final minigame and got the score that we needed. And like I said, it's gonna kick us out, like, right after this, so to get the ability, you're gonna have to come back and go to, you know, Pooh's house.
I'm so glad we're all together again. I didn't know what to do when I was all alone.
Oh, Piglet, you gotta be brave.
You weren't lonely at all?
Lonely? Are you kidding? I'm a Tigger. The most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. But I do admit, friends are awfully fun too. Think, think, think.
Hey, Pooh. What are you thinking about now?
Oh, well, I'm just thinking about, what to think about.
Well, I'm off.
Sora, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me.
Don't sound back again.
I hope you find your friends.
Sora, don't forget, we shall always be here. If you'd like to visit again, that is.
Honestly, out of all the worlds, I like how we locked this one. Alright. Now that we're done with all the minigames, we just go back to Winnie the Pooh's house, we grab the ability, and I think I'll call this an episode. And of course, you could always go back and play any of the minigames that you want. Like I said, there is also something with Winnie the Pooh, so if you come back here, I say after the swings, light the fire, he'll give you something, which I think that's, you know, that's very nice of him. Thank you. Now all we have to do is duck the owl, and we got an extra ability. It's the cheer ability, I believe, and that would increase our summon time, so if you like to use the summons, it'll be helpful for you. Now, before I forget, the item video is going to be taking place during, like, after this, but before episode 17, so next time we return, my level is going to be a little higher than it is now. I think I got maybe 10 more levels like, during that time, just collecting items, so just be aware of that. Again, people say that at level 40 you should be able to beat the game, but if you're having difficulties, it doesn't hurt to level up. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care, and please, like and subscribe.